Hey guys! So it looks like the stream is lagging a little bit. Hopefully that will change. I promise that will actually change. I have something running in the background and it has one file left to export. And it should only take a couple minutes. So if there is a lag, I apologize. It's going to go away in the next couple of minutes. So I'm just going to get started and then we will hold through. So I wanted to stream today kind of on a whim. And I know I haven't done one of these in a while, but I want to turn a old t-shirt. So I'm going to use this one because it's just a random t-shirt that I don't care about. It's actually was one that I got from someone else. It's a crew t-shirt from a short film festival that I did not take part in. So I have no connection to it, but it's a nice color. It's boxy and it's pretty big. So most likely it'll be really easy to take this old t-shirt and turn it into a bodysuit. And I used this pattern to make the bodysuit, or this like item of clothing to make the pattern for the bodysuit. And now I already made the pattern. The only thing I have left to do is the sleeves. I didn't decide how I want the sleeves yet, so I didn't make a sleeve pattern yet, but that's super easy and that can come at the end. So what I want to do first is take these patterns and copy or pin them to the shirt so that we can cut it out and turn this into the bodysuit. The one thing we have to do before we can pin the pattern to it is we probably want to cut the sleeves, the front and the back away from each other so that we can fold it in half and everything and cut out the pattern properly. And let me just check one more time what is going on with this program. Okay, yeah, it's almost done. So if there is any lag, like I was saying, if you weren't on before, if you're having any lag issues, it will go away. It's just something's running in the background on my computer and it only has a minute left. So let's hope it gets better. All right, so this is a t-shirt without a seam on the side. So that's fine. We're just gonna wing it. Cut it anyways. All right. Yeah, because this is way wider than this. So I'm just gonna lay it flat. I don't really have much desk space right now because I rearranged my room for a project that I'm working on, and I don't want to like take it all apart in order to do a live stream. So I'm just kind of working with what I have right now, which is very little space on this table. So as far as the pattern goes for this jumpsuit, I actually made this pattern about a week ago on a vlog when I couldn't sleep. I made it at like 3 a.m. So hopefully the pattern works out well. And if it does, and you ever happen to see that vlog, which will probably won't come out for another week or two, but if you happen to see the vlog, then you can know that that's when I made the pattern. All I did to make the pattern was trace the jumpsuit. You literally just lay it flat, trace it, and then, you fold it in half, lay it flat, and then you trace it, and it's either the front side that you're tracing or the back side, and then you flip it the other way and you do the other side. That was a horrible description. But you'll see it if you see the vlog. So right now I'm just cutting the sleeves off. Not doing a very great job of it, but they're getting off and that's all that matters. All right. So one sleeve off, and let's just cut it down the side. These scissors suck. I need to get them sharpened so badly. So badly. Cool. Part of me is like, I don't even want to cut the top of it at all, but we're gonna cut the top of it because we're not gonna keep it this way. I mean, we could have kept it this way. Yeah, I don't know. I already cut some of it, but yeah, maybe I'll leave it for now. Because we don't know how we want to do the neckline yet. All right, cut the sleeve off though, for sure. And let me just check. Okay, yeah, it finished. Cool. All right, now I don't have to worry about that anymore, so I can just focus on this. We are gonna cut the side seam again with these super janky scissors. Hope for the best. Cool. And I'm cutting off the sleeve. Okay, sleeves are off. Now we just have this, and the sides are not connected. Smart when I started cutting off the shoulder seams, because we really don't like this, and cut out the front and the back, and then we can decide if we want to cut the shoulders off. And if we don't want to cut them off, that's less work later. So obviously I already started cutting one, so that kind of makes part of the decision, but see. All right, so one of my pattern pieces is the back and one is the front. And we are just gonna use, just in case we use the neckline, we are going to put the back on the back part and the front on the front part. And of course you wanna line up the hem to make sure it's all even. And line it up from the armholes, because you know the armholes are in the right place, because you don't know if you cut the side seam perfectly because there was no seam. So just, I put a pin where the armhole is. And put a pin down here. Just want to make sure it seems like it's laying flat. Perfect. Cool. So that seems to be good. And now we're going to lay out the front piece. I almost did it backwards. I was like, why does it look like that? It looks weird. Cool. We are going to make it work. We might need a little, it's like this much too short. All right, that's okay. We can always add like a tiny little extra bit. Also though, if we don't if we don't have to sew the shoulder seam, it's not too short at all. So that's actually what I should consider. Because this cell includes seam allowance. So we keep this neckline. I already cut the neckline kind of. Actually, there's plenty of space because I can always take the seam allowance out at the hem. That I just realized. So we will not worry because it's literally tight, like a little, like hanging down like less than an eighth. No, not less than an eighth, maybe like a quarter of an inch, 2/8. So I'm not going to worry about it. Sorry, you can't fully see, but I'm just pinning the pattern onto the front of the shirt. I will show you once I lift it up. And I have the pattern upside down, so I'm going to put the other pattern piece upside down as well, just because otherwise I would have had to flip the shirt over. So as long as I cut out both pattern pieces the same way, it's fine. It doesn't matter which way they are. Okay. Make sure this is flat underneath. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so that is great. And now I'm going to, so it looks like this. And now I'm going to put the other pattern piece on. So now once again, I'm just going to pin the hem together so that it's laying perfectly flat for when I lay the pattern piece down. Make sure the front is folded nicely and isn't rolling anywhere. Make sure the armholes are meeting nicely. My computer is running so hard because I started this stream while it was finishing something else in Adobe. Oh, I hate that, but hopefully it will survive. So, all right. I'm just taking a little bit of extra time, making sure it's all laying flat because it seems to be a little bit more twisted up than the other side was. This was a needle and not a pin. Ow. Gosh, I poke myself all the time, but the way that did that, oh. I knew it was a needle as I was doing it, but I went for it anyways. Ow. It just so happened that it hit like the hem, right where it was like, you know, really thick and it just wouldn't go through and it decided to murder my finger. But that's fine. All right, so now laying this flat on here, we're gonna do it upside down because I did the other side upside down. No, we're not gonna do it upside down. We can't, no, we're not gonna do it upside down because if we do it upside down, then it's going the wrong direction. So I guess that worked out. Okay, and then I was so concerned with the other side. Possibly being too short, but this side is definitely going to be too short. It's the back side and it's just a lot shorter. So there's nothing we can do about that. Even with it overlapping at the top, it's like a full 1.5 inches too long. So that's fine. We're just gonna add an extension. This is gonna happen when you're upcycling t-shirts into a into a bodysuit a lot of the time, unless you're using like an extra large male t-shirt, because you know, t-shirts are shorter than bodysuits. That's kind of how it works. But that's fine. We can use like the sleeves or something or this extra fabric over here. It's going to be such a small piece. I'm not worried about it at all. All right. So we're just going all the way down with this. Also, on my pattern, I added, this is me being open about mistakes I make because this happens. I added a 1/2 inch of seam allowance to the center of my pattern piece not realizing, well, I did realize at the time because I literally drew the fold symbol, which means that you're going to be folding it on the center front or the center back line, which means that you don't need seam allowance because you are not sewing, you are just folding. But I still added that seam allowance, but I'm actually happy about it and I'm going to keep it like that because the bodysuit that I created the pattern from is super duper tight on me, super fitted. And although that's nice, this will probably honestly more comfortably fit. And since it's like a t-shirt, like it's truly a t-shirt, it has a graphic on it and everything, I think it will be nice to have that type of bodysuit. So like a little bit slightly looser bodysuit. Also, we can always take it in a little bit. It's so much easier to take it in than take it out. So I'd rather make it a little bit looser. Also, I've never made anything from this pattern. This is a pattern I just made, like I said, by tracing a bodysuit. So when you're using a pattern for the first time, there's always a chance that, you know, something won't be right about it and you'll have to adjust it. So it's just a process and we will make adjustments. If it ends up being super loose, that's fine. I'll just cut off that piece on the next time I make it, and I'll make an adjustment on this one. So now I'm going to fold where we have the end of the garment so that, and I'm going to fold it pretty sharply so that we know where we want to trace off that little piece into a new garment. And let me just put some pins on the shoulder seam. Neckline, armhole. And let's see what happens here. All right, cool. I hate these scissors. Trusted. My only good cutting, fabric cutting scissors at the moment. It's horrible. Honestly though, maybe I have little kitty hands. Like these are just the most comfortable. Straight through. Just keep going from one side. We are not going to cut the necklines. Don't let me forget, we are not going to cut the necklines. We do not need to do that. Teresa, please do not cut the necklines. Don't mess this up for us. Okay, so now, before I make a mistake and accidentally cut out the neckline, because I actually pinned the one neckline as if I was going to cut it, I totally forgot. I'm going to pull this off, and then I just have to cut out that back crotch area. This is such a simple make, like honestly. Once you trace off and get the pattern, like the fact that, you know, I'm only gonna have to sew a couple seams and, you know, turn a couple things under so that, and then we have a little jumpsuit. This is awesome. Now, when you're gonna turn something like this down here into a pattern, you have to remember that you need seam allowance on, so I'm actually just gonna fold it. We actually need it from the pin, but we're gonna cut it this much, starting there to here, so that we get the seam allowance on that edge, because we're sewing something together, so we need that. And then we'll have seam allowance on here, because we can just take down this seam and then you have more fabric. So we don't have to worry about adding it twice, because otherwise you might think about adding it twice, because there's two pieces of fabric meeting. All right, so this is our little bodysuit so far. Okay, I honestly love it, and I'm so loving the neckline. So I'm kind of annoyed that I cut it on the one side, but that's okay, because we're just gonna make it. We're gonna take it in a little bit since I got it. We're gonna take it in. So this is what it is on the one side, but we're gonna turn it under a little bit, make it more like this. And then there we go. So it is such a cute bodysuit. We're gonna add, like, I think a little cap sleeve on it. So that would be cute. Oh, I'm already so excited. So all we'll have to do is sew the side seam, sew the cap sleeve, and then we will have to sew the leg holes. Or do the side seams match? Let's double check the pattern. Yes, they do. Okay. So yeah, right now it's missing pretty much the whole butt. So we got to do that. All right, so let's find this pattern piece and see if we have something big enough to cut this out. Okay. I am trimming off the hem of this little scrap piece of fabric so it opens up where the seam allowance is and we get a little bit more fabric. And then we're going to see if this is enough fabric to cut out the extra piece that we need. I really would prefer not to use the sleeves right now, just because I know that I would prefer to put like a little sleeve on the garment itself. Okay, see? So this is it before I ripped the seam allowance out, and this is after. Like, you gain like a full ½ an inch. It's perfect. Actually, I think you gain an inch. Wow. No, maybe a ½ inch. But you also have to like take a lot of thread out, which is annoying. So there's that. Okay, now can we fold this in half and somehow get 2 pattern pieces out of it? So close, but no. Okay, well, we're just working with what we have here. So we are going to, we didn't actually have to take that seam allowance out because we have to use 2 different pieces while we're sewing this or cutting this. The only thing that it means is that we're gonna have a seam in the center back of the butt. It's fine. We prefer not to have it because this is gonna be like more fabric, but you know, we want as few seams as possible in your pants area because seam lines and whatnot, but that's all right. For this one, we're just gonna do it. I think. Should I do it or should I use this? It's all a debate. I'm just wondering if I could use that to make the sleeve and then use the sleeve to make the pants instead. Because if I use this to make the sleeve, all right, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna make my sleeves before I cut out this little extra piece because if I can fit the sleeve pattern on here, then I don't have to have the seam. We can fold the back piece over and we just have the one seam at the top that connects the top from the bottom and not a seam down the center back because, again, we just don't want seam lines. So we're going to keep the pin in there to keep that marked. And we're going to see about how we're going to make these little sleeves. So I already cut this one. So we have to change the shape a little bit of the sleeve on both sides so that it matches. So where is my little tool, my little chalk tool? I think I put it in here. No, I didn't. What the heck? I moved everything around. I think I put it in here. This one I put in here. I seem so sure every time and then I don't. Keep not finding it. All right, it's right here. All right, so with my little chalk tool, I am going to draw a new armhole. Just freehanding it, just going with the flow. It's all good. I'm not even going to pin it together because we're just having fun here. We're just going to cut it on the new armhole. Again, I'm just winging this because why not? And then keep this little bit because we want these two sides to be the same. Okay, that's cute, right? It's so much cuter this way. All right, I made the right choice. All right, so we laid it like this when we cut it. Now we're gonna take that little sliver that we cut off and we are gonna cut it off on this side too. Oh my God, no, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I was typing you the answer. I could just say it. I'm so sorry. I might have said Twitch. I don't know. I'm sorry. Always assume YouTube unless I say Twitch, just because my video, I needed this video on YouTube. But I hope you think it's cute. Like, I feel like it's so cute. So, all right, let's see. So I'm gonna pin this. This is just actually a short film crew t-shirt. It's not even mine. So it says on the front, it says Regal Short Film Festival or something. Yeah, right? Well, I can't even talk. Yeah. Regal Short Film Showcase or something. And then on the back, which I think is the cutest part, it says crew. So. And if it actually comes out, and everyone will be confused if you wear it on set because they'd be like, oh, did we enter that film festival? No, I'm just wearing it for fun. But if it comes out well, I actually have, I don't have them, but I have access to quite a few of these t-shirts. So maybe I'll be able to snag some more. All right. Wait, these are supposed to match up. Why are these not matching up all of a sudden? All right, so. Okay, so now which side am I cutting it off? Oh yeah, I'm cutting off this side. Okay, so we cut it from the back last time, I think. So we're gonna do the same this time. I pinned it to make sure it was laying flat. All right, so we are gonna just do this. Trace it. We're just eyeballing it. It's fine. We're going to take it and pinch the two sides together and see if I'm in the right ballpark. I am, so I'm going to cut it. Again, I'm just like hacking at this. I'm not stressed about it being perfect. So that's that. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so this is it now. If you don't think the sides match, I don't care. So now, take these pins out. We are going to work on the sleeves really quick. So I want just a little cap sleeve. So this piece of material that we got from the bottom part that was like extra, I feel like actually might be better for the cap sleeve because it's smaller. This could not work out for me. I'm not sure, but we're going to try it. No, I feel like it's I want to cut some of the sleeve off, but not that much. Let's see. This will help me using the original and seeing how much I have to cut off. Okay. So this is the shape of the sleeve I am going for. I just here at the beginning of the video, I traced off this to make the pattern. Now I'm trying to attach the sleeves, but I do need to use, I would probably prefer to use one of the sleeves to cut out like the bottom crotch for the back because we didn't have enough in the pattern piece for it. So I'm thinking about that when I'm cutting out the sleeves because I want to use this to make the sleeves rather than the actual sleeves because I need that fabric. Do I have any other scraps of fabric? I feel like no. How did I only end up with one scrap of, oh yeah, because this is connected. All right. We're using all this shirt here, so, but I want a little tiny cap sleeve and I feel like I can make it happen with this piece of fabric. I just need to do it correctly. Also, like I don't need a cap sleeve. Like it kind of looks cool with like the whatever this is, tank. So yeah, actually maybe I don't need a cap sleeve. Like maybe I just turn it under. Considering that now. Big decisions that I'm making in this one moment. Ah, yes, I like that. I feel like I actually like this, like doing like a little roll all the way around the shirt. That might be really cute. But how will I sew it? This is when I'm not sure. taking a moment to think. Also, I'm wondering about something in this pattern. I feel like I don't even need that piece. Yeah, I don't. This extra piece that I'm making up for down here is literally extra. If you look at my original drawing, I originally had the pant leg coming here, but then I had to move it. This all happened because I had to redraw this because when I first drew the pattern, I laid it on the table, traced it, and then I realized when I traced it, I didn't really hold this part straight, like the crotch part, because it has elastic in it, and it was like curved. And I knew after I drew it, it was wrong immediately because I looked at the garment and there's no seam in the garment. And if you have a curved seam, you can't lay that across fabric on the fold line, which this pattern is made to be on the fold line. So I redrew it. Well, I didn't even redraw it. I just like measured how much longer, which I'm horrible with measurements if you can't tell. I just held it straight and then like measured it. But when I did the one side, I must have pulled it straighter, like longer. And when I was pulling it, I must have pulled it longer while I was holding it straight than the other side because the back is literally this extra part that I was trying to save fabric for is not necessary. It's too long. That's okay, people. Things happen. It's hilarious. All right, so I'm going to quickly adjust my pattern. What you want to do is just like match up the side. The reason I noticed is because the side seams were off. I could see that the side seams were never going to measure up. I feel like when I was making it, I remember adding more length because I wanted to cover the butt, but like the problem is that's just not how you do it. I'm literally just chicken scratch freehand sewing this or drawing this. All right. Kind of need an eraser because this is so sloppy. All right, we're just gonna risk it. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna try it. I don't really care what happens with this. This is just for fun. So we are going to recut this. I do not recommend when you're like sewing for the first time or making patterns for the first time, just scribbling something out and cutting it. But I just trust myself. And I really trust that even though I just said I don't know how to measure, I can eyeball like a 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch pretty well. So I'm risking it. Now, what we need to do to make this quick little adjustment, which means now we can just use the sleeves and stop effing around with different things, which is great. Because I didn't think I was actually going to get this fully cut out today, but I think I will now. So this is great. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so we are making sure this is laying flat. We're pinning it. So I should go this slow with me and make a million mistakes because I literally make mistakes the whole time. But like part of me, I noticed that and I was like, oh, I don't even want to say that I messed that up. But I'd rather just be honest because you know what? Mistakes happen all the time when you're sewing. And I'd rather just like be real about that so that if you are new to sewing, you don't feel alone. But also maybe you're just like fucking awesome at it right away. Wow, way to just swear. So that would be cool too if you never make any mistakes, but me personally, I'm always messing up. So we're using our white chalk pen. All right. So you got that. I'm hoping these are lined up. Okay, yeah, it was this folding over. Cool. Those ones, at this point, I'm like really just going with it and barely been pinning anything. Where are my scissors? There. All right. Okay. So excited now. I already know this is going to be so much better. Alrighty. So this makes way more sense. Yay, it actually looks like a proper bodysuit. All right. So now, do I do a cap sleeve or no sleeve? Because I have sleeves right here. I can make a cute little cap sleeve. But should I do a no sleeve? I'm going to cut off the seams of these sleeves. And cap sleeves? All right, cool. I will do a cap sleeve. So I'm cutting off the excess seams like from before. And then we will attach them. And we might need to hem them and make them shorter for the cap sleeve. And we'll definitely have to trim them to make them shorter, like more fitted. But I think I can do that once I hold it up to the garment to see how wide we need it. All right, so what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna pin this as if I am about to sew it. Then I'm gonna figure out, by pinning it, I'm gonna figure out how, like the shape of it, and then I'll take it off and trace it for the other one so they are identical. Okay. So let's go ahead and put it on here. We're gonna start at the center. I'm gonna pin it. Actually pin it this way, so wrong sides together. So I'm pinning it, wrong sides are together. Just as if I was gonna sew it, because you know I'm always sewing French seams. All right. All right, where is my measurement? All right, so I'm gonna cut. I'm just gonna hold my finger here and unpin it and then cut it. So I literally just laid on there to see how much I didn't need. I didn't need this much right here on the end, but I want to make sure it's straight and I get the same amount on both sides. So I'm gonna grab a ruler over here. All right, so how much is that? We're gonna cut 1 inch off all the way down, straight down. And we're gonna do that on both sides or both sleeves. There's a seam under there, so I'm just making sure it's like not bumping. All right, cool. Think about seam allowance. All right, I'm only gonna do 3/4 of an inch because I just want to make sure I definitely have room for seam allowance. All right. And then think about how that's gonna sit on the shoulder. We cut off it, yeah, it's gonna be pretty short because we cut off the part of, isn't it sit? We need it to be a little bit shorter. So I'm also gonna cut off the hem and we're gonna re-sew this hem. So I'm just gonna cut right above the hem. And that's gonna mean that we're gonna lose about 1/2 inch from the length. Which will make it more of a cap sleeve. See how it's just straight across at the bottom? Perfect. All right, let's see. So now on this one, we need to trim off this excess seam on the top that is left from cutting it off of the shirt. And then we want to cut that 3/4 of an inch off the side, and we want to cut the seam off at the bottom. Okay, so trimmed that off. Once again, we just want to cut off that 3/4 of an inch. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to trim off the seam allowance at the bottom. Okay, cool. So now I have all of my pieces. I have my sleeves, and I have this. It's so cute. I'm so ready. Okay, so I'm going to make a bodysuit out of this. Obviously, it's almost there. I just need to sew it together. At the end of it, I'm going to add snaps to the crotch region. That is how you're going to open and close it. That's how you can get away with having a t-shirt neckline. But I am going to end this live stream because we have been on for over an hour now and it's pretty late. I'm absolutely going to do the part 2 of this video. I know I never stick to my word, but as far as videos go. But I will tomorrow 100% do the sewing of this on a live. Check back tomorrow. Put the notification bell on if you actually want to tune in for the live stream tomorrow, because I'm probably most likely 99% not going to do it at 10 p.m. tomorrow. I'm really excited about this, feeling this, so I would love to do it sooner. So yeah, I will probably do it at closer to between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So hit that notification bell and you will find out what my live stream is, or you'll just have to watch it after it's already been live. So yeah, I will see you again tomorrow. Also, I have been posting for almost 60 days straight. I think I have 8 days left starting like from tomorrow on. And it's all because my friend Mora Mitchell is posting 60 days in a row as well. And she started a day before me. So go ahead. Her link is always in my description. I can't talk right now. See, I'm clearly too tired. Her link is always in my description. So go on her channel, check her out. She makes completely different content than me. She does not sew, at least on her videos, but she has tons of interesting stuff that she's working on, tons of film projects. She has a couple short films on there, some really creative content. So go ahead, check her out. Link is in the description box. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Bye.